gave, and I'd fight for the right to be free. I didn't ask to come here, I was kidnapped. Tied down to the bottom of a slave ship, transported like cattle. I didn't ask to come here, feel as slavers last forever. Ask Grandmother Eleanor Bumpers, ask Philip Purnell, ask Rodney King. I didn't ask to come here. Nobody asked me if I wanted to be a
You guys. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. There should be cups right next to it.
What is this? Not here, he. How do you scratch the surface of a city that never itches? When a man loses his life, who finds it? I the am, and the resurrection of each of this anyone he will, forever's bread, for my indeed is food flesh. Let not your you be troubled, because I go to place and prepare for you, where you were wedding the wind. I shall take thee, Nicole, to be my wife.
And glide off the spirit of being. Because for every advantage acquired, every corner cut, every loophole learned and trick taught, there was something leaving, left fleeing. Because people are forgetting how to be people. I said people are forgetting how to be people.
Your life, over here, with the tattoos and surgical scars, you've really grown into them. Look at this view. All the people you call friend lined up to the horizon. You couldn't jump off a bridge without landing on someone who loves you. There were nights not so long ago you lay lonely, in wait, hunting the moment the horizon became more than
a building, looking for your twin brothers. I saw you watching your brothers burning, helpless to the ground. I look up at you, tall, proud, beacon. I too am a tower. It's my last name in Spanish. I look at you, glistening in the morning, shining at night. I saw you watching your brothers die. They were beautiful and tall, although I think you have more character, but older brothers wear their age well. I saw you helpless and wanted to comfort you, but you're too big to hug. So I just keep looking at you.
Not to drink it. All right? That's how you get somewhere in this world.
All right, but you realize it sends a message to the opposite.
My hips hug crumbled blankets, muting the syllables of your name. I will not tell you that I am unsure, that this is not the kind of love I can stay awake to, the kind of love the sun can understand. This is a matter of womb and moon, a matter of condoms and distrust. I will not tell you that my voice is louder than my heart and your phone will not pick up on it. But I will tell you the flowers outside are yellowing and that the rent is paid and my daughter is well behaved.
And sometimes it seems as if what seems to be sweet is sometimes not as sweet as it seems. But the deception that blurs your perception is ultimately within your reflection, because you should always mean what you say what you mean and mean what you say, and if you owe an explanation, just pay. And do the right thing if the right thing is what you choose or what chose you, but know that what you think is the right thing is not always the right thing to do. And sometimes you just have to give in and give up on what you gave so much to, and then you may find that what you gave up had already given up on you.
Into something hollow, bearing simplicity, missing tongue, abstraction, in short, perhaps terminal, succinct, like rhyme. A moment of parallel between here and not. Perfection equals in standard.
Feed him morsels of your heart, shake roses over his head, to perfume his inhalations with your soul. Whatever you do though, no lo llame por su propio nombre, él prefiere mi amor. Every day, sir, every day I am patience, I am love. These fruits of the spirit are gifts I lay at your careless feet. Even children know not to take candy from hands that slap, though they still do despite crushing fear in their gut. The sweets are bitter. Lullabies croon through new. First kiss blessed by a warm spring rain new. Kind of, is this really happening new? This feeling, this look in your eyes, the timbre in your voice, the one that tells me that I am the rest of your life and the love of your life, and even better.
Is that all we ever need? Next. I saw what was, seeing what was, that we exist between the dead past, the living present, where what is forever outside of time. And there, on the verge, I emit my sovereign sound into time and become a captive escaping a further freedom into words. All right, I'll do one more of these. Thus exposed, spaces become not nothing, not possible. Rather, they are what one now knows, in the now knowing that before this, one could not know. what one could not know. No, first one, we eat of the overmellow fruits of the field, and sit in grass wet with sap, and are content with our repast. But what vain harvest this shall yield? 2. What was once, now is not, nor will it ever be again. Turn these words over as often as not. So sweet with a hint of rot. 3. It is late, with a lateness so late, I fear it will never come. So here we'll linger and lie in wait, and wait for worms to replace our tongues. 4. So close, says the life of pain, the eternal refrain doomed to repeat the spurious efforts of our certain defeat, when we must sadly acknowledge the extent of our reach. Thank you, depressed poet.
It pointed. The headlines read, "New shape discovered. Arrow invents the straight and narrow." Children who had been content to trail snails around the patio suddenly made a gesture we'd never seen before, holding one arm out in front of their chests, then curling in all but the longest finger. They wanted to go to the playground and slide down the slide with determined smiles. They pointed at the girl with a blotch of tomato soup on her shirt, the ape with alopecia, and laughed with an unfriendly new note in their laughter. Arrows led to purchases. Arrows led to goodbyes. A simple shape had turned us all from cars into ambulances, keening with intent. The weatherman no longer ambled aimlessly around our TV screen. When he pointed at Chicago, then Boston, the people sitting on sofas in those cities suddenly felt how very different from one another they were. Dogs pulled at their leashes, sparrows vectored through trees, knitters turned to welding. Though there was no denying that the "this way up" signs on parcels meant that more vases arrived at their destinations intact, the new words that mushroomed into being were problematic. Initiative, tomorrow, your fault, mine.
Very different relationship. It made no difference that I stood naked in the kitchen holding a blood orange, waiting for you to change. I had counted contentment in rented corners, empty bottles from last night's party, hardly the way it feels to realize love is just a 4-letter word. I've cooked beside these wives before, Italian, French, and Argentine, soft-breasted women, hips like half-moons under aprons, clean as paring knives. Our lives were 1946 and sex somewhere in broad daylight. It's not enough to open veins and cans of olives drained of any semblance that they lived as things. Our loves become that tin taste, serrated, so even words are kept up high and out of reach of children.
Wait, on 8th Street, on Canal, on Columbus Circle, on Madison, on 125th Street, on Dykeman, on Inwood, on Wadsworth, on Wyckoff, on Lefferts, on Castle Hill, on Zariga, on 175th Street. Who finds themselves standing, reflecting the city in their smile? Who knows that if he hollers from New York to Paris to LA to London to Tokyo.
Over star, palm over landscape, shift hills, moon lull tongue on water top. I see half asleep, late at night, who can give me little comfort. Thank you. And one more. This one is about language. Communication allowed us to love, to express a feeling towards someone beyond action that could only be expressed inaccurately in word, showing the limit of word, revealing the need for word, appeared out of lack of understanding. Love needs the word love. Paltry white flower that it is, the only word we have we cannot define because it is a true word, unlinked and individual, alien to our sick kingdom of the misunderstood.
I have taken off my shining armor, put my noble steed out to pasture, left off the molestation of monsters, the daunting of dragons, and the occasional irking of ogres. I no longer interrupt the duly licensed excavation of diminutive men merely to attract the attention of a narcoleptic brunette holding a half-eaten apple. Nor will I linger on lily pads to lure the libidinous ladies whose ardor is only aroused by the amphibious. I can't get into that sort of kink. I've forsworn my foot fetish, given up the search for the perfect fit to that size 5.5 crystal stiletto dropped by the leggy blonde who was driving around in an orange ass.
Grease flames as high as my studio basement ceiling. Dealing with these things I'm feeling. My stove is a river of sunbeams shining down upon me, smelling lovely. I cook to become free. Push my way out of a can of Chef Boyardee and toss that box of mac and cheese into this fast city's fast food breeze. Kick 'em, kick your dependencies. I want to cook like Puerto Rico's jibaritos, and that's the stuff of dreams.
God's mercy and grace. Keep me in your heart. Sadness had enveloped my being when you suddenly left that evening. I wonder if you have really seen how I tried to be strong and serene. I walked 5 miles all alone. My thoughts lingered far and long. The memory of our first meeting rejoices my soul while I was walking. As I close my eyes, each night I sleep. That tender smile on your face I keep. I pray the Lord to bless your heart. Please keep me in your mind and heart.
It's pride in my soul like armor. Puerto Rico, hasta la muerte. Death before dishonor. You see, I am Puerto Rican, even though my looks can be misleading. I've been throwing them all for a while now, porque mi manera can be so deceiving. I've been mistaken for Samoan, Hawaiian, Mexican, Dominican, even Punjabi Indian. But I'm Taino. My great-grandfather, dark, his features sharp like arrowheads chiseled from the blackest of...
I'm written into steam. Poem starts to change into a recipe. I'm cooking up a story. You still hungry? Well, deep in the memory, deep in the blue sea. Connected, perfected, totally poetry. Yuppie got a puppy and a baby got a pamper. Doing the 500 in a Winnebago camper. Why? Why? Why Postamon cry? Well, back in the history, I shot the deputy for not making sauce sufficiently garlicky. Everything entangled in a single ecstasy. A single strand of Postamon linguine. This is the wildlife. Carbohydrates out of sight. Postamon fashion give eyesight, insight. See the world through spaghetti headlights. Ravioli fig leaf. Pasta paradise. Why? Why? Fresh onions, keep the beat, that's why. So much Postamon cannot give it away. What's the matter with a bladder of pasta pate? You too could have your own Postamon beret. You keep the home fries burning, a sorbet gourmet.
The around-the-way girl who learned about the streets by playing in and not working on it. I am summer skipping crack valve rainbows and gunshot nights, escaping to warm Quebradilla sun, Oaxaca waves, and Coquí serenades. I am the proud descendant of an illiterate grandmother who shared her history, our history, daily. Mi abuelita querida, mi mamá, second mother, constantly schooling me on the true meaning of lo que verdaderamente es la vida. Lo que no es saber tener zapatos hasta los 14 años.
Patient in a simultaneous bedroom with its scanned organs advanced on the carpet in trust. You push off into the catastrophe unequal to itself, padding its trenchwear with the destiny of eugenics. Ms. Meredith, has your child yet composed his Kindertotenlieder? Or has he collapsed into a shadow of transaction threshold whence thinking returns to the mechanical wonderkind unharmed? Funny, I was just thinking. Held up a felt and unethical jewel, infinitesimally within this word that bears you crosswise to the procession.
To eat. I ignored the phone at what peril? The rooms swelled a bit to fit my new silence, and my shirts were on the floor. There was no one could touch me. A sunny day is a sufficient cathedral. though I have not finished with you, Dr. Wong. The smell of frying fish drove me to the fire escape. The sun took its time, filling the harbor with ashes. Sandpipers moved. They were controlled by song. I saw my neighbor, the pencil, turn sideways in front of her mirror. She stepped into her wine glass as the sun brought everything a little closer to raspberries.
Loving you to decimate your affection, everything you have left, ignorance, hatred, depression, Lucifer's allure. The world watches you try to find a cure. Women talking about getting away from these trifling men. Go all around the world only to find them again. Men look at these fast females, not realizing the good qualities and details. My purpose is to start a controversy, because that's what I'm about. At times having fears and doubts. Understand why people are suicidal, because life itself became their ultimate rival. Death and misery hold their hands of Lucifer the apprentice. Understanding we're even
the Pentagon office at a busy intersection in Saigon. I know what a severe blow my act will be to you, but don't be angry with me. Do not lose heart. I cherish it too much. Do not let them make me a madman. My position is that I only get one death in a room in a small hotel on Li Tu Trong Street. I want to protest the present government and economic system and the cynicism and passivity of the people. It is a waste of energy to get angry and gripe at the government. The government must be replaced. Those working in industries essential to maintaining life should democratically take over their workplaces and organize an emergency economy to supply the needs of the people on the University of Pennsylvania campus.
Keep on pouring desperate till morality's out the window. Now bring in the guns and watch bullets flow. Keep them dependent upon false vices. Keep it hidden to them what a true life is. Educational system remains hopeless. Wrong elements surrounds them. It's easy to lose focus.